I'm too busy to shoot the shit with you, Tommy. You gotta try and catch a call.
Hey, you got my number? All right.
That man, so full of himself since becoming college. It makes me sick.
Remember the yellow police man?
Oh, fuck that. You know, they moved a lot of them. Oh, that Rockefeller tour. He was
Didn't Dad want to go with him? Yeah.
How's it going, Chris?
Maybe they call him.
It's good in the hood, man.
oh, well, Rocco just got.
Just doing a little test.
What is
Oh,
it?
thanks, man. It was getting too hot here. I needed to do something about it, you know.
What do you mean?
How you doing, my man?
You just tell me.
I'm doing a little test. I've had a bit of trouble with YouTube lately. I can't seem to get like online properly or set up a notification or anything. It's weird. I think there's something wrong with YouTube. Restream. Might have to try something new.
Well, if it bothers you, maybe you better talk to a psychologist.
How's it going, old bud? You had a good week?
What are you talking about? Psychiatry?
Well, that's what people do.
What time is it where you are? It must be the middle of the night, yeah?
You're a real stone player, aren't you? You're betting smart as children.
What does that mean?
Everybody's like that. Been going after those feminists?
Yeah, I've been alright, man. It's been alright. There's been a few storms here. I enjoyed last weekend's card. It was good. Been alright, man. I'm kind of looking forward to going home now, you know, to be honest. I'm kind of looking forward to going back. It's been a less than ideal vacation. It's a shame you missed the last one, man. The Sunday ones have been they're so chill. It's such a nice crowd in there. By the way, Chris, oh, it's 1:45 a.m. You know when I did the live stream, the one before last year? Do you remember who came on live? A couple of people were saying it was you, but I don't think it was. I'm going home on Saturday. I'm kind of looking forward to it, to be honest. It should be cool. Hopefully it will be a nice, easy trip back. It's another like 20 hours of traveling though, so there's that to look forward to. Which is yeah. And assuming that there's not a big storm on Saturday as well, because the storms here have been really bad the last couple of days. So obviously if they're that bad, then there's no flying. So I'm a bit concerned about that.
You mean like you feel? That's a sickness. The fit.
We'll see. How's it going, Connors, pal? Yeah, I'm just doing like a little bit of a screen test because I've had some issues with YouTube lately. Like none of my notifications are popping up. Restream looks completely different as well. I don't know what's going on with it. Like I can't do like a scheduled event anymore, which is really weird. No, it wasn't me. I don't know why everyone's saying that. Yeah. I didn't think it was you. I mean, whoever it was a cool dude, but like, I don't know what was going on. I was drunk off my head that day.
I think he's right. You should have to pay for this test.
Absolutely razzled. How you doing, Connors, pal? What are you drinking? It's just one change, but I have to fly to Saudi Arabia, which is like a 11-hour flight from here. And then it's like a 4-hour wait at the airport, and then it's another, I think, 6 or 7 to fly back to London. So it ain't ideal, mate. I'll be honest. It ain't the one. It is not the one. This is definitely not my prime time to come on. I just figured I'd give it a test and see if I can get online at all. Thought I might as well give it a go, and I can't seem to figure out the problems. You're sipping on some of Tito's vodka. Is it any good? What's the name of Tito's vodka? I'm not really a big vodka drinker, to be honest. I kind of prefer whiskey, but after the binge I had on Thursday or whenever it was, I don't know the next time I'm going to be drinking.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was mangled. I hadn't slept for like I don't know about you, man, but unless I travel business class here, I find it really hard to sleep on a plane. And I was right in the middle. I literally got my flight like last minute, so I got horrible seats. My flight was delayed by like 4 hours. The first one. So it was just, yeah, man, it was not ideal. So I didn't sleep, and I didn't sleep the day before either. So it was like, flying's horrible, mate. Flying's absolutely shitty. I hate it. Like if you're flying business class, it's perfect because you got a bed in it, so you can just sleep basically. So it's not too bad. And what's really funny is obviously like air stewardesses and air stewards and stuff. They treat you differently when you're in business class. You get treated like a human. When you're in the sticks, man, you get treated like cattle. It's horrible. So yeah, it's not ideal. Especially when you're traveling long haul as well. Usually I make it like a rule, yeah. If I'm traveling more than 8 hours, I go business class, but there was just no opportunity this time. It was like a last minute thing. So not ideal. That's Sopranos in the background. I'm trying to watch through it at the moment. I forgot how good it was. Tito's vodka is like the best cheap vodka. Tito would be in the vodka business, wouldn't he? How you doing, Victoria, man? Yeah, it's been a while. I'm just kind of doing a test stream at the moment because I was just telling the boys there that YouTube's been fucking me around lately. I don't know what's going on with it. It's been weird. Everything's good, man. I'm in Manila at the moment. Kind of just chilling, really. Just chilling out. I'm planning on maybe going and finding somewhere to eat in maybe an hour or so. Find somewhere chill. I want to try and figure out how to do this, like what do you call it? The what was Brutally calling it? It's like it's a different way of streaming. Yeah, bro, it's horrendous. Like you just realize how like fucked up it is. Not because obviously you guys know that I grew up broke, but once I started getting better jobs and all that kind of stuff and started trying traveling business, it made me more annoyed because I'm like, oh, so this is what it's like if you have money. Like people treat you a little bit differently, innit? It's sad but true, man. People treat you like scum. So yeah, by the time I got on that night, I was flamed, mate. And I decided to drink like an entire bottle of vodka in like 20 minutes. Actually, I went out with a bird last night who, after a bottle of wine, told me she used to be a porn star and a Vegas stripper. Now, question is, yeah, did that make you happy or sad? Me personally, I would have made my night. I'm not saying it's wifey, but do you know what I mean? There's worse ways of. I like that she slipped that in after a bottle of wine. Are you alright, Westy? How you doing, my man? You just landed. Oh, just landed in Tokyo. Vertical stream, that's the one. I have no idea how to do it. So I think my TV might be a little bit loud. I might need to turn it down. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Westy, you having trouble sleeping, yeah? I don't even know what time it is here. I think it's like midday or something. Or maybe later. It's late. It must be later than midday. It's fucking storming like crazy outside. You were impressed. I bet you were, mate. I would have loved that. let's just say I've been with a few different types of women, and I've never been with a porn star, but I've been with somebody who was in like the adult industry, like a stripper. I say with her, I like went on a couple of dates with her. Very interesting stories. Clearly a damaged person though. That's the thing. So she was like a madam, yeah. I mean, the thing is, yeah, it's like I'm saying, Chris, you wouldn't it's not wifey, but in terms of having an interesting conversation over like a glass of wine or something, it would be very interesting. But obviously, as soon as she comes out of it, you'd be like, nah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not even sure if we should go further than just having wine, to be honest. Don't know where she's been. But yeah, the law must be sick, though. See, Vitriol seems like the kind of guy who's going to be seeing that again, though. It could be wifey. Who knows? Different strokes for different folks, isn't it? You passed out at midnight, woke up at 3 a.m. It sucks when that happens, man. It sucks. But have you got like have you got any jobs on tomorrow? I assume you do. Had to put my cats downstairs to get it out with a frying pan and then go outside. Do you know what? I live for hearing the little tidbits that go on in you guys' lives. Just for a date and shag, it was ace, and that's all it needs to be. I mean, not everything has to be like, you know, serious. In fact, if you know what it's like in here, it's the total opposite actually. Of course you are. But the thing is, yeah, it's weird, yeah. Like when I have somebody come in here more than a couple of times, I kind of know, I kind of get a sense of what people are like. It's weird. Oh, you're finishing a deck tomorrow. I'm going to pretend I know exactly what that means. Because I thought your job just extended to, you know, I prefer to call you a tree surgeon because it sounds way much more cool. But it obviously does it extend into like other woodwork as well. Sweet, bro. This background is really. I want to see if I can change this background to something less. Wait, what's this? Oh, you can do orientation. No, not that. Picture in picture. I think I like this one. I want to see if it's design. I want to see if it's possible to change the background. Oh, no, not like that. This is way too. Oh, that's just fucked. I don't want that. Sorry, boys, if there's a little bit of messing around going on down here. I don't know what's happened to Restream, but they've completely and utterly fucked it up. It's all over the place now. It's odd. Was a massive bat to so sketched. I needed Ace Ventura. Also, the last time we spoke, I closed on 100. Man, that sounds amazing, bro. Stepping up in the world, yeah. Yeah, Western's a man of many trades. How happy were you with the Dreckus win? I nearly came in my pants, bro. I shouted so loud, I got like a knock on the door. I think the neighbors must have thought I was doing something. Tree work isn't all I do. I'm a bit of a carpenter. My dad used to be a carpenter. He was very hands-on. He was very like different to the way I grew up. I kind of ended up turning out a little bit more like my mum, you know, a little bit more of an academic. But my dad was very like work. Hang on a second, boys. I'm going to turn down this fucking. Hang on. Yeah, I keep hearing that goddamn Sopranos theme tune. Yeah, a lot of people. I think Jack said the same thing. He was like overjoyed when I'm thinking it's that year, but I'm using a VPN as well. I'm hoping when I go back here, the Restream's going to be the same as it was when I left. Because like I said, none of my notifications go out. And I'm not popping up on people's feeds as well, so I don't know what's going on. Dude, that hair screams I'm in Manila. Do you know what, bro? It's been so hot. I was like, every morning I was like, because like, I don't know if it's the humidity in the air or something, but I was really struggling to like tie my hair back. It was all like frizzy and everything. So I'm like, fuck it, man. I might as well I found some like, he was the fattest, most chill motherfucker. And when I went to go get my hair done by him, he was literally playing like the classics, you know, like Tupac, Biggie. And he was just singing out loud and obviously shouting out the N-word as well at the end of every line. When I saw the guy, I was like, do I really want this guy doing this? But like, hey man, it was all right. He was pretty chill. But I did tell everyone that sooner or later I was gonna start tying my hair down like this because it's just easier to manage, and I don't want to cut it anymore. Neighbors thought you probably just busted a massive one. I thought I had. I literally screamed my hair up, my head off. How you doing, Smelly Fingers? My GTA character in real life. How you doing, Cage? Cage, you fucking lunatic. How you doing, bro? How's everything going? What's up, Brendan? I was the original Brendan Allen, okay? That dude copied me. Do you know what? Yeah, I had short hair for like years, innit? So my hair used to be long when I was like in my late teens. I told you about that story, yeah, when that Indian girl that I was dating cut my hair off in a bar. I didn't ask him if I was if he was. I knew the answer. He was like clearly both. He knew every lyric. He was on it, bro. I didn't really want to get too much into a conversation with him because I was sat there for like an hour and a half. And you know when you get like long cab rides, yeah, you don't mind a little bit of chatter, but sometimes you're just like, shit, man. I wish this guy would stop talking so I can just play with my phone or have a nap or something. And I thought if I start engaging with this dude, he's gonna fucking bleed my ear off talking shit all night. So I thought, no, and I'm not gonna do that. So I just stayed very, very quiet with the questions. Yeah, Cage is fucking hilarious, man. But yeah, it feels better to just not have to do anything to it. But I forgot how like I wouldn't say it's as painful as I remember, but it's not a fun experience. Anyone who's had their hair braided, it ain't fun. I raise on my head every day. Do you know what it is, Vitru as well? Yeah, I don't have the best head shape in the world. It's a bit too round. It's like perfectly round. I look like Professor X in it, not in a good way. So I'm like, you've probably got a nice, you know, like you need to have like little bumps and stuff. If you got like a perfectly round head, it just looks weird. You know, that's why I don't do it. Yeah, I hope you can get some sleep soon, Westy. My sleep's been all over the place here, but it kind of is when I'm in England as well. It's kind of all fucked up. It's nice to catch up with you boys though, because I'm planning on doing I'm gonna do a live stream, well, about 12 hours from now with Jax. We're just gonna have a little catch up and a little chat and whatnot. So that'd be sweet. I respect the self-awareness. Bro, the thing is, yeah, I'm not a very arrogant person, do you know what I mean? I'm very well aware that I'm a bit of a cunt. I can be stupid sometimes. Like I'm not God's gift to women. And I think that kind of makes me appealing to some people. I don't know. Because I'm willing to say when I make a mistake or when I'm not, or when something ain't working, you know. And I'm also willing to take risks as well. Yeah, I was the original like Brendan Allen, Paddy the Baddy. I was doing this shit like 15 years ago, and when I was doing it, yeah, it used to cause a lot of like because now you can kind of do anything. You know, there's men are running around dressed in fucking dresses and shit. Nobody really says anything. But back then, when I used to braid my hair, I used to get called like the W word quite a lot. So I had a lot of like, I used to get a lot of heat. I would even get like people saying, oh, wow, like it looks really amazing. Or I'd get people just like, you know, the whole you're trying to be black thing. which was like it was very much one way or the other. So and I'm not really big on getting attention outside, like public attention. I'm not big on that. So you know, I just feel comfortable like this. It's hard to explain. There, yeah, that word, the wigger word. People are brutal, man. But I had my hair. I braided my hair for like 8 years, so it clearly didn't stop me from what I was doing. Like, you know, fucking storm starting again. Jesus. Some flaws are okay to leave unfixed as long as you acknowledge them. Yeah, and as long as you're not doing things that are like actively hurting other people. I'm very much about that. I know I like to sound off like I'm a bit of a cunt or whatnot most of the time, but I don't really like hurting people's feelings or causing stress for people. So like I just do me in it. Yeah. That would have been a turn up. That would have been a turn up. So yeah, I don't know. I'm planning, like I said, I'm planning on going live tonight. We'll see how it goes. But it's nice to catch up with some of you, some of the regulars in here, and just it's good to know that YouTube's actually working somewhat. Like I said, I hope it just goes back to normal when I'm in the UK, because the way that Restream looks now, it looks shitty. It looks very strange. Yeah, the W word that rhymes with the N word. That's the one. It was brutal. It was brutal. But like I said, when people were complimentary, they were very complimentary. And they weren't like brutal saying, "Oh, you look shit" or "it's bad." They're just like, "You're trying to be I don't know, why are you trying to be black?" kind of thing. Well, that's not what I'm doing. Braids weren't invented by black people, all right? Who was it that went off about that in the UFC? I wasn't on the UFC. It was on YouTube, innit? About it originally being called the Dutch braid or whatever it was. I think people think I'm trying to like culturally appropriate or something, which is a bit ironic and a bit ignorant, you know. But yeah, the W word that rhymes with the N word. Chris, your palate is crazy, man. Whenever you come on here, for some reason, I always feel the need to like leave in the middle of the stream and go outside and eat. I appreciate the updates. I've got no idea what I'm gonna have today. I've had quite a range of stuff since I've been here. So I went for hot pot the other day, which wasn't that good. I find it a bit, because obviously what they do is they just give you like a basin of water basically that's hot, and you throw everything you have into there. So you get like chicken balls and fish balls and different kinds of meat. And I don't know, man. I just didn't really I don't really think it was that good. I've had Argentinian steak. I've had Thai food. I've been about there. How many been down there in between 3 and 6? Westy, it's funny coming from you, man. I think we've got very similar like what do you call them? Insomnia issues. See, I'm not like a typical insomniac. I just sleep at really strange times, and I don't need a lot of sleep to function. I feel like you definitely own an ice pick with that haircut. Do I look dangerous? Yeah. Wasn't expecting that. But that sandwich does sound fire. I've become a big fan of avocado. Avocado and poached eggs is like my go-to breakfast. It's just so healthy as well. I would cross the street if I saw you walking. I'm like 5'7", bro. I am probably the least intimidating looking person out there. You know, proper yoked, so like I can understand the fear. My goal is to make you hungry every stream. Unlike with Dougie, yeah, who just gets grossed out every stream. That one he did earlier was I could see how uncomfortable he was getting. It was funny. I saw a YouTube video where the people of Manila were cooking roadkill and shit out of the bins and selling it. Why couldn't you knew? Oh no, you didn't know I was in Manila. or you didn't know I was coming. I would have liked to have had this conversation beforehand, because when I got here, yeah, I ate at like a local restaurant, and I was like sick for like 2.5, 3 days, where I felt like really, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if shit like that went down. But I try to eat in like as quality places as possible. Yeah, I heard hot pot is hit and miss. Yeah, it is very hit and miss. Like my daughters are a big fan of it. But I'm not too big on it. I don't really like cooking my own shit. Maybe I sound like a lazy prick for saying this. I don't like cooking my own shit when I go to a restaurant. And I know it's basically boiling stuff, but I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm paying money. Why is there an extra process involved? Why do you poach eggs? You should get tags and do it responsibly. What do you mean by you should get permits and do it properly, responsibly? Do you know why I like poached egg? My favorite part of the egg is obviously the yolk in it. I like a runny yolk. So I'm one of those people, yeah, that when I eat food, yeah, I basically mix everything I've got on my plate together. So if I've got like eggs and salmon and whatever's going on my plate, I mix everything together. I'm one of those people. I've always been like that. I don't eat food separately. Yeah, avocado is really, really good for you. Apparently, it's like really good for your immune system and like detox and stuff as well. Avocado. I wouldn't eat an avocado by itself, but when you mix it with other things like egg and meat and things like that, it's really good. I find it a lot more palatable in that situation. But it depends on your This proves to me as well. Yeah, my That's what geishas are for. Am I right? You got a point. I mean, you got a point there. It's been a long time since I've had a female cook for me. It's been a long time. Douglas really thought my lemon cookies I'm making tonight were going to be nasty. If it was Vegemite cookies, he would love it. Australians have some of the weirdest tastes, food-wise, out there. They're way worse than British people. Way worse. What the fuck is this, Frank? It's just a test stream, Paradox. I've been having some trouble with YouTube lately, so I tried to. Pouring drinks and cooking food are among some of women's duties. You're right. You're right. We definitely agree on that one. Paradox, why aren't you sleeping? It must be what time for you? 5 in the morning? But no, Chris Gray, I've got to give you a shout out for that. I've got to give you a shout out for the Pop-Tart thing. This is almost the opposite of the normal time. Yeah, no, it's just a test stream. I'm going on with Jax later on tonight. Because like I said, I've had so much problems with YouTube lately that I figured I wasn't really up to much right now. There's a bit of a storm brewing outside. I was about to go to a restaurant. So I thought, I'll just jump on, see if the stream's working. I wasn't planning on staying that long, but when people started filing in, I'm like, I might as well hang out for a bit. Poached eggs go hard, but sunny side up for me is basically the same thing. Sunny side up and poached eggs are just the way that I have eggs. I mean, I eat all kinds of eggs. Eggy in a basket. Scrambled eggs are probably my least favorite, I'd have to be honest, but I still fuck with them. I mean, the eggs are eggs, innit? Oh, it's 10 a.m. Fucking hell, bro. So that must mean it's like 5 o'clock here, right? Fucking hell, I thought it was midday. I need to get my shit together. Poached eggs are the best, but if I absolutely have to make my own breakfast, I'm too lazy to do anything that requires... The thing is with poached eggs, you can get one of those little container things where you just put the egg in and just dip it into the hot water and it does it for you. If you try to do a poached egg just into a pot, it's more difficult. But you get one of those little devices, you just lower it in, you just pop the egg in and lower it in, it comes out perfect every time. And I figured as well, man, I've been slacking so much on this channel, obviously being here. Oh, figures. That's the thing, man. I don't want to, like... I don't know, man. Well, I can't really go outside here because I get too much attention, just being like a white male. It's like... I can't sit and have a quiet drink and just play some pool without getting fucking mobbed by every local sket in the vicinity who wants their night paid for them, basically. And I'm not really about that anymore. Like if I'm having a bottle and I'm having a good time, I don't mind bringing some, just saying I'll have a drink or whatever. But when you get mobbed and they start fighting over the bottle, it gets gross. Now the thing is that I wouldn't fuck with Pop Tarts too much because, like I said, it's just pure sugar basically, isn't it? So, but they do slap. And the thing, I can't remember who it was who told me this. I can't remember if it was Cheddarhead or somebody else, but I wasn't sure if you put the Pop Tarts in first and then take them out and then put the butter on, or you do it the other way around. Nah, that was just a joke, Chris. I literally ordered. It was because you and when you told me which flavor to get, I ordered them literally the same day. And then I think it was Crystal that jumped on like 20 minutes later, and she was like, "No, you need to get this flavor as well." It was the same flavor that you mentioned. I was like, "Yeah, this is." And you can't get them in the UK, and you have to order them online. So I didn't tell you about it straight away, but they turned up like 2 weeks later. You are definitely a Yakuza. I can neither confirm or deny that, man. I get asked about like having a criminal background all the time. Carry a straight razor. Ooh, Karamba fucking samurai sword, mate. Scrambled are definitely the worst kind of eggs, but I make them super cheesy. See, that's what I'm saying. Eggs are like a speciality thing. They really are. Eggs are one of those ones there. They're very easy to cook in like a variety of different ways, but they're very difficult to master. I've always wondered what green eggs and ham are, or what that is. Toast first and then butter. That's what I thought. Because I'm like, I think sticky. I think was it no, it wasn't Smelly Fingers. It was somebody. They were saying to me, oh, like butter it on first and then put it into your toaster. I'm like, I'm just gonna get melted butter all inside my toaster. It sounds like a really stupid idea. I'd rather just not experience it than do that. So it was either the toast first and then butter later option, or it was never gonna happen. But you guys are making me hungry, man. I'm gonna have to go out at some point. I've been eating a lot lately. Green and red pepper eggs are flame. I do like peppers as well. I do like me a nice pepper. But only like if you do it fresh yourself. So what are we boys up to for the rest of the night or the rest of the morning anyway? I really appreciate you turning up for this little tester. It's quite a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting anybody on because of the time. I never expect anyone on my streams. And I'm really confused about what to have now because you guys have made so many good suggestions. I'm like, eh. Oh, few good untouched then. Yeah, same here with Canada and the great snacks. We ordered them from America. What would you say is like the go-to snack in or the go-to dessert in Canada then? 'Cause I know you guys fuck with maple syrup quite a lot. Just pour butter inside the toaster before inserting the Pop Tart. You must be a nightmare to live with. Them fatties got all the good. That's what I would say about America. Like whenever I go there, yeah, I usually gain like a stone in like if I'm there for 2-3 weeks, I gain like a stone. Yeah, Westy, I'm sorry, man. I know this must be incredibly boring to listen to. But to be fair, when I go to America, yeah, I gain like a stone, but it's not like fat. I don't get fatter. I just get thicker. And I eat all kinds of shit out there. But I don't know. It just bulks me up. It doesn't like fatten me up. It's very strange. But I think if I lived there for like 6 months, I'd turn into a fat fuck like very quickly. Because my body's not used to like the calorie intake. There's a documentary I'm in the middle of watching as well about American staple food, and I wished I'd watched it before we had that America versus England debate, because I would have cooked you cunts. But unfortunately, I was very uneducated back then. The food staples that come from America are fucking nasty. But I'm waiting to finish the documentary again before I start getting into a food war with you guys, because I got absolutely battered last time. Moose hooves are Canada's national dessert. Do you know what? Deer is really good though. I know it's quite different from a moose. I don't imagine it would be that different. Just going to be mucking food right now and waking up early to hit the gym for chest day. I do love me chest day. I fucking hate leg days. I just go for a run, and I used to really love it, but now my knees and my hips and everything are completely fucked. So in Canada, it must be what, 2 in the morning? 2 or 3 in the morning? I'm going to say. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that. Maple syrup candies. That does sound nice. Maple syrup's nice. Yeah, venison is amazing. I haven't had me like a good I don't really like a venison steak, but a venison burger with like rocket on it and nice and rare is fucking incredible. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, because I don't even know if I can go out safely right now. It seems to have calmed down a little bit. I might go and find me like I always have like an Argentinian. If you guys have never had Argentinian steak, you need to fuck with it. I don't know what it is about Argentina like specifically, but those guys, their steak is just unbelievable. You know that kind of steak that just melts. It's the type to do handstands for leg day. Are you saying I'm retarded, sir? I used to do handstand push-ups before. For that part of your shoulder. I'm a little bit too heavy for that now. Yeah, I've been trying to keep working out here as well, but it's been rough, man. I don't know why, but when I'm on holiday, I just can't be fucked, mate. It's proper bad. Do some swimming pool and do laps. It's great for your body. I got a mangled old man body as well. They actually have like a swimming pool downstairs as well. How you doing, Brad Klein? What's good, my man? Sorry, we're having a very casual conversation right now about nothing. Pretty much the same as every other time we're in here, to be fair. I'm acting like I'm acting like it's usually like, there's some meaningful conversation going on. There isn't really. There ain't really. I'm not gonna lie to you, boys. But good to have you here, though, Brad. I'm not sure. I think I have seen you a couple times before. It's because the Argentinians only eat meat and potatoes. They've mastered the steak game, bro. You're 100%. It just melts. It's like so rich in flavor and just melts. I don't know what the fuck they're doing to their steak, but they've I think it must be what they feed them. Because like I know that people hype like Wagyu quite a lot, but I just find it expensive and a bit gimmicky. Whereas Argentinian steak is fucking incredible. It's the last thing I do before I leave here. I always go to a nice, like whenever I'm in any Asian country, I find a nice Argentinian steakhouse, and I just sit there by myself and just spend like $200, $300 on just a steak. Deadass can't think of anything we claim, and poutine isn't really a good one, is it? It's not really the best claim to fame. Frankie, keep the hair like this, the white boy yardy thing, yeah, better than the normal slick back sex offender thing. Bro, the thing is, yeah, what is so bad, yeah, it's because of the way that my camera looks. My hair isn't like slicked back like that. Like Dougie, for example, and brutally said this to me as well when he met me. He said that he just thought I had like my hair, that my hair was short, and I just combed it back like that. It's because of the way the camera looks. But the sex offender thing is a fair statement. I'm not gonna lie, that's a very fair thing to say. Fuck it, I guess I'll have another drink. Half a bottle of whiskey here left, and I'm staying away from it. I'm like, I don't want to get fucked up again and then be sick for that travel home. So I might just leave it alone. Or maybe I could buy like a bottle of wine or something like that when I go out. For some reason in my head, I always think when I drink, I've got to go hard. I never just think, oh, I could just have one glass of wine or two and then just stop. Or like once I get going, I'm just I just go too hard. Which is why I should never do anything else. I should never really do any hard drugs because I'll just abuse them. What are you drinking tonight, Westy? But yeah, but the long term plan paradox is to have my hair like this more often because it's just easier to manage. Like you go through like what 45 minutes of not intense pain, but it ain't the best. But then you don't have to do your hair for like another, 2 weeks or whatever, and then you go through the whole process again. And you can also do a variety of things as well. I used to have the wackiest, most intricate hairstyles. There were because my sister used to do my hair like so. And she was really good. She'd have like intricate, like really intricate weaves and stuff like that that would go into plaits and like. There was one time she did my hair for like 8-9 hours, and it was just proper intricate, like loads of little plaits going into a big plait, and then so it gives you a little bit of variety. Like you don't have to have the same thing, and that's what I'm about. I just don't want to have the same. I got the same haircut after my hair was short for like 10 years, and I got bored looking at myself, boys. It sounds like a weird thing to say, but it's just true. One day, Paradox. I guarantee you, whenever Paradox does do the face reveal, and I feel like we can peer pressure you into it one day, you're gonna look nothing like any of us expected. All I know is that's gonna be the fact. Do you know what? Yeah, I was expecting to come on and for people to absolutely roast me. That's what I was expecting. So it's cool, man. I appreciate the love. Again, it's no longer tonight. Yeah, you're right. But I'm going to be coming on at the same time as I usually do, which will be 8 o'clock in the morning here, 1 a.m. UK time, and I think it's about 6 o'clock in the evening American time. Isn't tartare just basically uncooked meat? That shit. The thing is, yeah, that shit is nasty. Like like I have my steaks like super fucking rare. I mean, as rare as it gets. Like literally hits the pan, a second or two, flip it over, bang, and you can go on as well. Like, but having it just raw, which is basically what tortare is, right? It's basically just tequila. Man, I don't fuck with tequila. Tequila's gross to me, man. I'm not a tequila man at all. But I know that no alcohol really tastes that good. But tequila for me is what I'd imagine like paint finna taste like. I prefer something that is at least a little bit smooth to go down. We got nothing. I love just the disappointment in your own nation. I already know what Paradox looks like. I believe you, Chris. You seem like somebody who would stalk and then hide in somebody's bins with the binoculars and never doing a face reveal, but I will likely meet the boyos at some point. That would be a decent compromise. How you doing, JPL? Yeah, I've been trying to catch you for the longest time, man, because people don't know this about JPL. Yeah, JPL lives literally. How far is it, JPL? Like a minute away from where I used to grow up. Sorry, where I did grow up. I've been trying to catch you on at some point just to take you for a pint or something. Because you were one of the original OGs in here as well. Like when I had like 400 subscribers, I think you were in here. It must be something else. But when you said the potato and the pie, I was like, actually, that sounds kind of all right. I think it's tartare. It's very similar sounding. It's just that raw meat. down the road is crazy, man. I know you didn't grow up there, but even the fact that you lived there is mad. And we've been to like the same pubs and what, like. Frankie, yeah, this is what I look like. Picture you if you did way more drugs and you were 6'7" Blasian and built like. By the way, we were talking about the word Bayesian before Paradox, yeah. A Bayesian is somebody who's from Barbados. Steak tartare, that's it. That shit's gross, mate. No, safe, JPL. We definitely have to hang out. I definitely have to take you for a pint. I owe you one. Yeah, Paradox will be outside, just on the street in the bar, just wearing a fucking scream mask or something. That's how I imagine it going down. Because the thing is, if you meet the boyos, I imagine like if you met myself and met Brutally, like we wouldn't expose you. And I know that's exactly what somebody who would expose somebody would say, but we really wouldn't. We would just hang out of you and then just, we'd respect your privacy, even from a description standpoint. But other people like Chris Gray would have the camera mic, the camera. And don't deny that you do that. JPO is he was an old he used to come in here around a similar time that you did, Westy. I think JPO, you're from Wales, right? But you live in London. And you live like right around the corner from where I grew up. But the thing is that I don't get because when JPO used to come on here, I used to stream much earlier. So I would stream like 7 o'clock in the evening when I first started. And so that was obviously a better time for but that's where I got those two mixed up, Paradox, because I was in Barbados like a couple of years ago and they said Bayesian and I was like, so when you said Blasian, I got those mixed up. Apparently I never knew what a Bayesian was. So I had those two completely misconstrued. From Cardiff, I thought it was Wales. Yeah. Cardiff is another place that I need to check out as well. It's probably the only place that I'd go to in Wales, though. I've got a Welsh friend and he's always telling me what a shithole is. So he kind of put me off a little bit. I can't see J. Maybe we're in top chat. He definitely doesn't have you blocked. JPL isn't that kind of dude. He's not a blocker. No, I'm going to sit in the pub and say nothing and watch you awkwardly look around for the 6'7" Blasian, man. You've got it all figured out. You've got it all figured out, sir. I respect it. What it do, Dash? How you doing, man? It might be in top chat. Like JPO is definitely not he's not somebody that blocks people. He's one of the most chill motherfuckers I've had up in here. He's very chill. It might be that my chat is stuck in top chat. You're never in top chat. But if mine is, does that affect it? None of us can see JPL. That is bizarre. And it's like I said, man. It's not like he's blocked everyone. How do I change? Hang on a second. Let me check you here, JPL, and see what's going on, because maybe there's something going on in this. Maybe somebody blocked you or something. Let me just make sure that something hasn't happened with your. Hang on. By the way, if you boys could like the stream, I'd really appreciate it. I know I forget to ask all the time. Because my subscriber count has been lagging really badly. I've been literally stuck at between 850 and 860 for like over a month now. Which is kind of my fault because I've obviously not been I've not been as active as I should be. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So nobody at all can see JPL. You're on Twitter, that's why. That's why. It's because you're chatting from Twitter. That's exactly the reason. Thanks for solving that little mystery. So that's why nobody can see JPL. I've got like 25 people in here now, and only 7 of them are on YouTube. Yeah, no, he's not hidden. It's when you send messages on Twitter, they appear in my chat, but they don't appear in everyone else's. I thought that was strange because, like I said, JPL, he don't seem like the kind of guy to block people. So I knew something must have been up. Like the people that come on Twitter, they usually just lurk, which is fine for the watch hours, I guess. He said he's going to jump on YouTube now. I would assume that Welsh people are very patriotic. They usually speak quite highly of their country. Four 4:30 a.m. about to get on his fucking treadmill. Sorry, Dad, I just noticed that. Bong rips thin treadmill. Bro, my guy's trying to have a heart attack. Hopefully you can all see JPL now. How you doing, my brother? It's so good to have you back, man. You fucking legend. Yeah, JPL, Chris Gray had some questions about Cardiff. He's apparently keen to move there at some point. Staying drunk before work, let's fucking go. Does that affect your performance? I've gone to work drunk a couple of times, and I've always regretted it. But mind you, I was teaching, so it was just I'd get up there. You've seen when I'm drunk on YouTube, and I just start shouting out, "He's big, man! He's so good! He's big and good." So I used to be like that when I would teach. I'd just be a mumbling wreck. Was that a yes for Cardiff being dope? I found you. It's always creepy when somebody says that online. There seems to be a lot of people from here on Twitter now, which is bizarre to me. If you are here from Twitter, throw up a chat and try and get into. It's better to be in YouTube because then you can subscribe and make your boy's day. That'd be good. Yeah, Daj is the fucking man, bro. Daj is another guy that was just like I said, you've become part of that kind of that chill crowd. You're better off in a tipple. I find it just makes my day go painfully slow. But different people, innit? I never want to work drunk, but I used to work at a pizza parlor and we take acid. Oh, man. Are you sure you weren't putting something else on those pizzas? Yeah, Cardiff is all right. It has its pros and cons. If I was going to move there, I would look at Canton, Pontcanner. The problem I have with Cardiff is Wales in general, is just the use of consonants in general. Frankie, you ever get those headaches in the back of your eyeballs? There was a time, yeah, I had like a 6 month, maybe a little bit longer than that, where I was experiencing something like that, where I had a lot of pain behind my eye, and I genuinely thought I was going blind. And it was probably just from drinking too much. Yeah, I have. Fortunately, I don't get that anymore. A little bit of blurred vision. Yeah, nice one, Chris Gray. I can't wait for Chris Gray to get over to the UK. You're one guy I definitely think would be good on a night out for sure. We've got, like I said, we've got to get Paradox out, get Brutally together, get Musical down as well. Any of the UK guys that are down as well. And like I said, we're going to do that American thing at some point down the line as well. We'll go over to like I said, I think we're going to do Miami because we've got like Aaron there and other people. So what kind of crowd am I part of, Frankie? I just reckon you're one of the lads. You just sound like a lad. I don't know if being a lad is the same thing in Canada as it is in the UK. You know, just you basically you can sit. There's certain guys you can just sit around with, and you can rotate women, money, and like MMA, and you could have an entire fucking you can sit there for 6-7 hours just talking shit. Yeah, JPO, you definitely need to be part of that as well. Like I said, I met Brutally. Those are called migraines. Yeah, I met Brutally, like I said, for UFC 304, was it? Just a fucking chill motherfucker, man. I'm from Oklahoma. I'm from Oklahoma, middle of the. I don't even know what Cardiff is. So Cardiff is in Wales, and Wales is one of the lesser. I'd say of all the countries in the UK, Wales is probably the least known in a kind of abroad. Like people tend to be very unaware of Wales generally because it is the smaller country as well. Those are called concussions, fam. Oh, how you doing, Ning Bracky? I've definitely seen you in here before. I think I have. I'm Nico, living in France, a fucking Japanese, of course. Nice to have you here, bro. We've had quite a few Japanese guys jump in from time to time. How the hell are we both up, Frankie? Right now, Hank. It's 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. here in Manila. Like I said, I just kind of jumped on rando because my YouTube's been fucked lately. I haven't been able to get on, so I thought finally I can see my stream thing pop up. So I thought, you know what, I'll jump over, say hi to the boys, make sure that my YouTube's actually working. Yeah, I've ended up hanging out much longer than I was expecting. But how you doing, Hank the Tank, my man? Shout out to your channel. So Hank the Tank, it's like 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning for you, right? Because so basically for you guys, you're like, I think you Americans now are like 14 hours behind me. Yeah, Hank the fucking Tank. Sad part is my grandparents were Welsh. I'm just a mixed mutt over here. Oh man, yeah, it sounds so sad when you put it like that. I'm sure you're a beautiful person in one way or another. That sounded so zesty. Should have just kept that one in my head. Migraines are in the front of your forehead, I think. You can get them in different places. I used to get migraines in the side of my head when I was a kid. So yeah, but anyway, really, really great to have you here. I'm going to call you Bracky, if that's all right. I'll call you Bracky if that's good. And I've definitely seen you. I think I've seen you either in ITP streams. I've seen you somewhere. You're a name that I definitely recognize. I can't remember if I've seen you in here or not, but I've definitely seen you about. I've got to doze off at some point, but duty calls. I always wonder with you, with like these YouTube guys, you know, like, what the fuck do you guys do during the day? Because I find it really, really difficult to like. I've obviously got my son all day usually. But I don't know how you fuckers have regular jobs and then do this as well. It's crazy. So I can barely do it. I'm basically a fucking house dad, pretty much. Did you see Tom verbally annihilate John? I did not. We were going to talk about it tonight. Are there any highlights about it that I should be aware of? Like this, favorite Beatle, Frankie. My favorite Beatle is probably. Fuck. It's probably John Lennon. Probably. Because Paul McCartney is just too much of a weird cunt. Ringo hasn't got that much talent. I can't even remember the other guy's name. So I'd probably have to go with Lennon. Yeah, I'm gonna do a stream in like 12 or 13 hours. I'm gonna jump on with Jax. I'll probably be on his channel over at Making the Walk. Because I haven't done a stream with him in fucking creepy Tuesday again. What's creepy about this Tuesday, mate? That's a very ominous way of describing your Tuesday. I'm supposed to be working on my UFC game proposal, but I forgot you're a game developer. That's what you do, right? That is one of the best jobs I can think of ever. I imagine it's very stressful, the actual process of it, but I imagine once it's done, it must be amazing to be part of something like that. Like doing that or being part of like the film industry was something that I wanted to do growing up. And I just, I think the rejection side of it was not something I was too appealed by. And I ended up coming on fucking YouTube, which was maybe more of a weird choice in hindsight, considering what a cesspool this place can be. I'll definitely be more busy soon. What's your day job, Hank the Tank? Is it bad to say? No, it's not bad to say that. It's just a fact, mate. Dad, a Prime Anderson Silver fucks up probably most middleweight now, if not all of them. He probably fucks up everyone at light heavyweight as well. I would have him. I would give him a good shot against Alex Pereira. Any of these guys, I'd have him fucking up Izzy. Prime Silva is one of his top 3 fighters of all time. You can argue top 1. I was told I look like a young Paul McCartney from my grandma. Best compliment I ever had to this day. Paul McCartney remained fresh-faced for his entire life, pretty much. You don't have a day job. That's fucking sweet, bro. So, Hank, are you quite young? Are you quite young then? Because people who don't have day jobs are usually very young or very old, and I'm assuming it's not the latter. George is the other guy. Nobody's favorite Beatle is Ringo. If you're saying your favorite Beatles Ringo, you're basically just being you're trying to be a contrarian, basically. You're doing it to get attention. It's like supporting Newcastle. There's no logical choice behind that unless you live in the city. Would be nice for my YouTube channel to be my job, though. The thing is, you'll get there. Like, you could keep plugging away. If you keep plugging away, you'll get there. Because the thing is, you're very outspoken, and people are attracted to that kind of stuff. You know, they like people just saying exactly what the fuck they're saying they want and not caring about the consequences. You know, just being true to who they are. People like that kind of personality. Bruv, I've been told I look like all kinds of people. I've been told I look like Tom Cruise. I've been told I look like that dude from what's that? You know that movie Gross Point Blank? John Cusack. I've been told I look like John Cusack. I've been told I look like fucking Ellen Page. I've been told I look like, well, pretty much. If you put those people in a lineup, they wouldn't look like anything. They don't look anything like each other. But somehow I managed to look like all of them. So, I mean, you've seen and edited a video clip of me. Do I look 50? No. I can't say that you do. I would love to say that you are and rip the piss out of you, but no. You look like you're 21 or 22, I would say. And you might not even be that old. I mean, you could be, but I don't know. Ringo was fucking Mr. Conductor, therefore he was the best Beatle. The thing is with the Beatles, I didn't really know that much about their individual personalities. I did enjoy their music, but it's because I kind of grew up on 60s stuff. Like, my mum was a big fan. You're definitely older than you look, though. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. It's like I've said many times, though. One day I'm just going to wake up and my face is going to look like my balls. So, I'm fucking stuck here. I've got nothing to do. Just follow the UFC fighters, their next matches. I don't have a job. It's disgusting. Mate, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. The thing is that if you can live, I would rather live on bare. Even if I didn't have enough, even if I didn't own my own house and didn't have enough money, I would rather have the bare minimum and not have to work than work like a dog and have, be able to buy somewhat what I want. Ellen Page is too far. Yeah, that was bad. That was a bad day for me. It was hilarious because it was when I'd realized, that I was starting to become more of a personality on YouTube. The fact that when people start insulting you, you've made a little bit of. I'm a huge GSP fan. He was tossing Silva around. All due respect. See, I've got GSP higher on my GOAT list as well. So my GOAT list is basically my GOAT list goes Mighty Mouse first, John Jones second, and I can change John. So with my top three, then I've got GSP third, and then Anderson Silva fourth. He said he wasn't tossing Silva around. GSP was too small for Anderson Silva, but I think in terms of being well-rounded, I think GSP was more well-rounded. But Anderson Silva would have been way too big for him, I think. You look like Shauna Bannon with those. Oh, fuck me. She is buzz. That hurts. Shauna Bannon is and she's a shit fighter as well. When I watched her open the card at UFC 304, I was genuinely like, this card's gonna suck. I just had that feeling. And I'm gonna say something now. I don't know how you guys feel, how many events you guys have been to. The problem with watching MMA live, yeah, is obviously when it's good, yeah, it's fucking amazing. It's better than watching it on TV. But when it's bad, it is so stinky. Like it's like one extreme or the other. Kai Kara France versus Kai Asakura. I reckon Kai Kara France would knock his fucking block off. Kai Asakura is decent, but remember as well with Kai Asakura, he basically works within a rule set where you can soccer kick, you can elbow on the ground. There's loads of things. So I don't know. I don't think Kai Asakura is going to do that well. I don't think he is. He's a good fighter. He's very technical, but everyone is at flyweight. But I think he's got a better chance of doing well at flyweight than he did at bantamweight. Because at bantamweight, he would have got fucking smothered. I've seen your top 5 before. DJ, GSP, Anderson, Bones, Brock Lesnar. I love old school Brock Lesnar fans. So I'm assuming, yeah, that you got into the sport because of Brock Lesnar. Yeah, would that be correct to say? You look like you're ready to sub Bobby Green. Yeah, fuck it. Actually, Brendan Schaub. Brendan Schaub is catching a wave of positivity right now after the botched horrible Joe Rogan special. I mean, Joe Rogan was never funny. If you haven't seen the Joe Rogan special, I really recommend that you watch it. It is so bad that it kind of makes me feel better about, I don't know. It makes me feel like I could be successful on here with having no talent. Watching Joe Rogan. Oh, Mike Kerr was great as well. He's a good one to get you. So you were like you must be a proper, like, I'd say that's a hardcore mark. To be somebody who got involved because of Mike Kerr. People don't say butters in the UK anymore. It's a shame. Yeah, I love the word butters. I remember these the first time I heard the word butters, yeah, I was a kid. I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old, and I was with a mate of mine, yeah. And there were these girls that were on like a fairground ride, and he said to me, he shouted at them, "Your butters in it." So naturally, like a fucking follower, like a sheep, I did, yeah. And they literally lost their shit and wanted to kill us. We ran. They were like big women. And if they caught us, they would have fucked us up. The only thing I do every day is like touching my mini fucking armored dick every moment. That's really shit. Mate, don't feel too down about it though. We come from monkeys here, and if you've seen what those fuckers do all day long, it's just in our nature, mate. If there's not a woman, if there's not a woman around to take care of us, we're basically beating our meat off every 10 seconds. So don't feel too bad about that. It's in your DNA, sir. Buffer and Anik can stay. If Hunter gets humbled in a sparring match, he'll become a good booker. Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say. The UFC commentary now is pretty damn awful. I'm starting to like Dominic Cruz again. I like Paul Felder. I kind of like Laura Sanko as well. And Laura Sanko's a horrible commentator, but compared to the rest of them, I can't listen to DC. I can't listen to Joe Rogan. I can't listen to John Anik. I hate all of them. John Anik is good at his job, but he just annoys me. I don't like him. I don't like Mark Fitzgerald. Is that his name? There's a few of them, man. I'm not. The freak fights interested me. Mike Kerr smashing everyone. It was a very different, because obviously you had like weight disparities. The weight disparities back then were fucking mental. You just had like 2 weight classes, and then people would just go in there and. Felder is not good. He's too emotional. What do you mean? What does he get too emotional by? In what sense? Guy's sense of narcissistic power is ridiculous. Aljo needs to sub him. I wouldn't mind. I've become like a very big Aljo guy. He's interacted with me on Twitter a couple of times, and he's just a nice person. I don't think he's as boring as people make out as well. But yeah, I'm interested to know what you mean by that, Dad. Why do you think he's too emotional? That's interesting to me. That's going to be my number one insult. Be careful what kind of woman you say that to, because women in the UK are brutal, mate. They'll fuck your shit up, especially if you're in London. You're liable to get punched. Kai Kara France is going to smoke Pantoja. I wouldn't be surprised. Pantoja Tomedo is criminally underrated. Shit, I'm 41 and I got in on UFC 1 in 93. God damn, man. So you've been around for a while. I used to watch the UFC, but I didn't really become a hardcore fan until like 12 or 13 years ago. I can't read that out. Bracky, but there's always time to change. You know, get yourself a nice female to do it for you. Sorry, Weston. I got my chat got stuck. I don't know what's going on with Restream at the moment. It might just be easier if I just open up YouTube and see the chats there, because it's easier to follow. Super satisfying seeing their sad face, thinking I was going to yell out something good, probably. You know how I feel about UK women, so go ahead and abuse them. Aljo's great outside of fighting. In the cage, he's often a torture to watch. He can be very boring to watch. He's had good fights. It's just that he figured out very, very early that if he takes risks, he gets chinned. If you watched him before he fought Marlon Moraes, he was very entertaining, very funky on the feet, very difficult to work out. But after he got chinned, he was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to backpack motherfuckers. And I can kind of respect that. No, at featherweight they will, but he's gonna be quite successful at featherweight because he's very strong, and that style just kind of works. I think he'll win his next fight. I think he'll beat Movzar, and then he'll get a title shot and lose. That's what I predict happening for Aljo. Or maybe not a title shot, but one of those upper echelon guys, and he'll lose. Because Felder gets into it too much. Yeah, that's a good point. Because obviously he's still affiliated with some gyms as well. Who does Felder fight with? I forgot. What team was he with? My stepdad was a kickboxer, so I got in early. Most kids my age were playing American football. I was kicking. Oh, why did I say kissing? I was kicking other kids' asses. That's precisely what I'm going to do with my son as well. I'm getting him into like an MMA gym as soon as possible. It's just I tried to do it like a couple of months ago, and he's at that age here where he just doesn't want to listen. So he's just ignoring the other teachers and just like running around kicking stuff over and smashing stuff. You missed my message above that. Hang on a second. Sorry, Chris. Yeah, no, I read that one out. Oh wait. I've done that before when I drove past my crazy ex and was in a car, and the chick was smashing and yelled out, "Ugly fat bitches." I'm sure that went down really, really well. How you doing, Manolette? We were talking about the wigger thing earlier. I was used to getting called that when I was a teenager. So O'Malley is going to take over featherweight in time. I think that could very, very much happen. Because I think within the next 2 years, O'Malley's he's not going to be able to fight at bantamweight anymore. He could end up going as high as lightweight. I know he's got a natural, very skinny frame, but over time you get more dense and it gets harder. How you doing, Manoletto? Good to have you here, my man. If he beats Superior, I'll forgive him for everything. Yeah, Superior is a very hard guy to like. I knew that was going to happen when he got the belt, that he'd just be inactive, and it's hard to get him a fight booked. I know he's got a fight booked now, but it's just I imagine he sounds like a very entitled person. Felder is from Philly, but got started with Cowboy and then went to Duke Rufus or Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so the problem with boxing is obviously their weight classes are just 3 pounds apart. And then what makes it even more fucked up is they've got like 4 major organizations. I made a video about this before, about why boxing is better than. I titled it "Why Boxing is Still King," and then I spent about 25 minutes trashing boxing and explaining why MMA was better. I got some very nasty comments for that. I secretly like Bisping. I'm going to be honest, I do. I like him. Out of all the commentators there, at least he's got a little bit of personality. And I mean, I know he's dumb as a bag of rocks, but like he's got some personality to about him. So I kind of like him. So Daj, you quite a big guy as well. I'm not sure if I've ever asked that. Yeah, but so Bracky, that's the issue of boxing, and that's why nobody gives a fuck. It's like there's too many champions. Like seeing a guy stand up there with like 6 belts is just ridiculous to me. It just undermines the entire sport. It just makes being a champion seem less important. And it kind of is. Like everyone has been a world champion who's somewhat good in boxing. You can just fight under an organization that hasn't had a defense and just try to win a title that way. It's all fucked up. Boxing's very illegitimate in that way, and they need to do something about it. And they look like they're on the way to doing that with obviously this with the Turkey Al Sheikh making everyone fight each other. I agree with your points as well. Rogan is dog shit terrible. Outside of shouting things out and basically spamming this, I mean, MMA Guru summed it up really well. It's basically he talks about the gloves. He talks about what is it like? Fucking leg kicks. He spams the same stuff. He's not a hardcore fan of the sport anymore. Oh, Dad, I asked you if you're quite a big dude because I know you said you do mixed martial arts. I'm just curious to know if you're quite tall as well. Maybe I just challenge Joe to a fight and then pull in Indiana Jones. By pulling Indiana Jones, what exactly does that mean? Bisping is way better than Joe Rogan. I agree. Bisping, is secretly one of the best commentators. Not for his knowledge, but he's just, he's hurt. I'm tired of hearing that shit. I'm tired of hearing the same rhetoric. It's not a coincidence yet. He's not on every major card anymore. I think they kind of know that he's lost his kind of, I don't know. He's going down the same way as what's that dude that what's that guy? The other commentator who got fired basically from the UFC and was indiscriminately bundled out the door, but he was like a face of the organization. How long are you live, Frankie? I reckon I'll probably do like another. I was only planning on jumping on for 5 or 10 minutes, so the fact that I'm still here is crazy. So I don't know. I'll probably be like, oh yeah, the stuff that came out about Joe Rogan is the whole thing about I'd love to be a woman. I'd love to get dicked down. I think is what he said as well. And he'd love to have, as a woman, this was his justification. No, it wasn't Dan Hardy. It was the American dude. Oh, what's his name again? He was like the face of the organization. Well, the sound of the organization for a while. I'm a sort of short fucker like me, bro. A short king. But yeah, the whole Joe Rogan thing about like, if I was a woman, I'd love to get like just dicked down and jizzed up in, and like men won't admit that they'd love to experience that. And I'm like, nah, bro, we don't think like that. I don't think about fucking getting dicked down or what it would be like to be a woman and what experiencing that would be like. Because we're not wired that way. They're very strange indeed. And then the stuff of like, I'd love to know what it's like to be pregnant. He's a very strange little man. Mike Goldberg. That's the one I'm talking about. So I think the UFC is getting very. Joe Rogan's basically, ironically, Joe Rogan's becoming the new Mike Goldberg. And he's great for the hype, but people are realizing that that's not enough anymore because there's no substance behind what he's doing. Who would you have replacing Joe Rogan, Hank? I'm intrigued. I'm asking because I have a raid in mind. Theo Von would be sick. Theo Von would be sick. That's what they need to do, yeah. They need to have like commentate, like, you know, like yeah, he wanted a D inside him. Who did that one? There was somebody who did it on YouTube. It could have been that same guy I was talking about the other day. The one who slated his special. Westy, we can do the raid now if you want. Who is it? Is it someone worthwhile? Oh man, I miss having you in here, you know. But Hank, that is a great shout. They should get actually really good comedians in, and just have someone there, even if they don't know the sport that well, just have them talking a little bit of shit in between, and just bantering away. I would love that. That is a great suggestion. Theo is somebody out there who, like, I think comedians have fallen off horribly. I think Theo Von is one of the funniest guys in the world right now. I just love the way he sits, and you can see his, you know, like the cogs in his brain, just the way he processes things together. I love Theo Von. Whereas I feel the opposite of, like, the way that I feel about Theo Von is the opposite of how I feel about Andrew Schultz. I fucking hate Andrew Schultz. That unfunny twat. Theo on commentary would be gold. That is a fucking goated suggestion. And you should make a video to suggest that very thing. What if Theo Von was on commentary? That'd be amazing. Theo would definitely be down. He's a big UFC fan now, I think. Like this stream or else. I'd appreciate that, lads. It's like I said, it's nice having the regulars in it. If you're on Twitter as well, get your asses over to fucking YouTube and subscribe, motherfuckers. Bracky, are you subscribed as well? And Brad Klein, are you subscribed? I'd appreciate if you guys could give me a little boost, because my numbers have been fucking horrific lately. I love boxing fighters, and in Japan, sorry, hang on a second. In a way, it's called like a god. No one can say stupid stuff to him. But in my opinion, his original physique status is like super bantam or featherweight. In a way, it's really amazing. But again, I think there's a little bit of hype. That's a good video idea. Brad, I'm really sorry to hear that you're depressed, mate. I hope things improve for you. And like I said, if this place does turn into a bit of like a male therapy session, so if you ever feel like you need to just talk things out, you're always welcome, bruv. People in here, I don't know what it is about my chat, what my chat has developed into. People in here are not going to give you shit. I've had a tough 4 months. I've lost 40 pounds and I weigh 110. Is there anything in your life that happened that kind of got this started? Was it like a family thing or a work thing? Again, if you don't want to share anything too personal, by all means don't. But feel like you can talk about things in here, bro, because people will always give you you know, they'll always give you a sympathetic ear to chat to. You've got a really good fucking community in here. My community started out with like midget fucking and shit like that, and just like degenerate chat. And it's kind of become more of it's like a male therapy group. Is what it's become to. I would love Tyson to lose. Do you mean Tyson to lose to Jake Paul? That would break my heart. Bill Burr would be amazing as well. And Bill Burr is actually a UFC fan as well. That's what they should do. They should have like Bisping. So here's a question, yeah. What would be like your go like UFC commentary lineup? Like if you could have any 3 people, what would you do? Frankie, together we have 1,000 subs. That's true. We're basically on the same team. Tyson is going to beat Paul. He's not. He's going to get knocked the fuck out. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal and it's going to be horrible. Yeah, talk it out, Brad Klein. Talk it out, sir. Whatever you need to get off your chest, that's what we're here for. But yeah, it's weird, yeah, because like I got like a nice boost between when I hit 800, I got to 840, 850 kind of quickly, but it's just slowed down again. But the guys that I do have in here are top draw. By the way, Westy, yeah, who was the person that you wanted to raid? Can you throw up a link? I want to see who this person is. I'm curious. And raids are definitely good for helping the channel out as well. Totally, that midget stuff didn't come from me. Yeah, Chris Gray. Thanks to you, yeah. I'll say this one more time for the people that weren't here. At no point did I say I would fuck a midget. I was simply reading out what you said. And that was it. And I got known as like the MMA YouTuber that fucks midgets for like, it took me like 3 months to shake that one off. Anik, Goldberg, and Early Joe. Fair enough. I was more trying to think outside the box as well. Goldberg, Moose Johnson, and Jim Brown. Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. I think I would have somebody like, I'd have someone like a Bill Burr or a Theo Von. I'd probably have 2 commentators, like 2 comedians, and then like a UFC guy. You have to think about when we place value on boxing, 4 division world champion, it's amazing. But you know he started from what division and his original physical. So in a way, yeah, hasn't he unified 2 divisions already? And isn't he on his way to unifying 3? He's gonna in a way he's gonna end up being the most decorated boxer in the modern era, I reckon. He's gonna end up with like, it's gonna be Manny Pacquiao-esque what he ends up doing because he's so good. All right, hang on a second, Westy. Let me check this out. We need to get this dickhead back into it. Are you referring to me as the dickhead, Westy? Hang on a sec. Who is this? Turpy. All right, I'll tell you what. I will head off now and we'll go and raid this Turpy dude. So let me pin this quickly because I have been on here for like an hour and a half and I should probably go and eat somewhere. But I will be back on tonight. Hang on a sec. Let me copy this in again and then pin it. See if we can jump in there and give out just like a. So do you mean we should go over there? Or do you don't think we should raid him? I'm confused. I don't like Snoop Dogg on commentary. Snoop Dogg is a slack-jawed, no-brain retard. I find Snoop Dogg to be very personalityless. Yeah, dog. Yeah, that's all he fucking says. He's got no personality. That can't fuck him. I don't know where that anger came from. I don't even mind him that much. I just wouldn't want to have him on commentary. Mr. Beast, Brendan Schaub, and Snoop Dogg. That is a wild yeah, Mexican food truck. I think he must have turned up in the stream at like the wrong time. He probably hung out for like 5 minutes and heard me read that out and was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna torch Frankie now for the next 6 months. And every time I'd pop up in ITP's live, he's like, oh man, Frankie's just a midget fucker. He's and then he'd call me names like, you look like Mr. Fester and all. You look like what do you call it, Fester? Like, take it easy, JPO, bro. Great to have you back. Snoop Dogg is definitely a read. Okay, raid and spam MMA questions. All right, so let's head over to Turpy. I'm gonna pin him right now. Head over to Turpy, and we'll give him we'll give the channel a little, just expose the channel to a little bit more and obviously shout out Paradox and all the boys as well. All right, guys, I'll sign off there and I'll head over to Turpy, and I'll see you guys tonight. As I said, man, it was really great to hang out. I fucking love you boys. You're the fucking guys. So yeah, head over to raid there, and we'll give him a little give the channels a little shout out. Take it easy.